December 8, 1941, in the Pacific War in Asia. The events of December 8, 1941, following the assault on Pearl Harbor, marked the beginning of a broader Japanese campaign throughout the Pacific. The Philippines, a U.S. Commonwealth at the time, was a prime target due to its strategic location and its military installations. The most important event on this date, which would have devastating consequences for the entirety of the Battle of Bataan, was the near-total destruction of U.S. air defenses in the Philippines. In the early morning hours, just hours after the attack on Pearl Harbor, the Japanese launched an aerial assault against the Philippines. Armed with some of the best fighters and bombers at the time, including the Mitsubishi Gem Nell and Mitsubishi G4M Betty, as well as the highly feared and maneuverable Mitsubishi A6M0, the main target was Clark Air Base in Luzon, a pivotal hub of the U.S. Far East Air Force. Despite warnings after Pearl Harbor, the FEAF, under Major General Lewis H. Brereton, was caught largely unprepared. Many P-40 Warhawks, P-35s, B-17 Flying Fortresses and other aircraft were destroyed on the ground, crippling the air defenses and the capability to retaliate effectively. These are U.S. and Filipino units that were targeted. The U.S. Far East Air Force, this included the 20th Air Base Group, the 24th Pursuit Group, and the 19th Bombardment Group. The damage sustained on December 8 drastically reduced their effectiveness for the rest of the conflict. The Philippine Army Air Corps, this fledgling force, part of the larger Philippine Commonwealth Army, was also targeted, losing vital aircraft and facilities. These included the following ground units: the Philippine Scouts, part of the U.S. Army, consisting of Filipino enlisted men and American officers. The Philippine Scouts were among the first to be issued the M1 Garand in World War II. The 31st Infantry Regiment, a regular U.S. Army regiment stationed in the Philippines. These soldiers were also issued the M1 Garand. The Philippine Commonwealth Army, comprising Filipino troops and under U.S. command during the conflict, these units were crucial for the defense of the islands. These soldiers tended to have other weapons, such as the M1903 Springfield, M1917 Enfield. Soldiers were also equipped with other various sidearms like the M1911 pistol. The machine guns included the M1917 Browning, M1918 Bar, and M1919 Browning .30 caliber. One advantage the defenders had against the Japanese was the universality of their ammunition. Filipino and American forces had the added benefit of having needed only one caliber for all of their rifles, the .30 caliber. Neither American nor Filipino troops had to be provided with different ammunition, as .30-06 cartridges worked with the M1917 Enfield, the M1903 Springfield, the M1917 Browning machine guns and the remaining .30 calories Lewis guns. Contrast this to the main Japanese rifles, the Arisaka Type 38 and Arisaka Type 99, which used different calibers, the 6.5 x 50 mmSR and the 7.7 x 58 mm respectively, thus requiring different ammunition. This caused logistical headaches that the Filipino Americans didn't have. The harbor defenses of Manila and Subic Bays, defending major naval facilities, they incorporated coast artillery units and anti-aircraft defenses. Some of the types of artillery and coastal defenses weapons included 75mm guns, M1917 and M1897A4, 155mm GPF guns, coastal defense guns. These are some of the major Japanese units involved. The primary force designated for the invasion of the Philippines was the 14th Army, commanded by Lieutenant General Masaharu Homma. For the initial stages, however, it was the Japanese air units from Formosa, now Taiwan, that were most active, such as the 11th Air Fleet, which was responsible for the devastating bombings on December 8 and subsequent days, effectively neutralizing a significant portion of the fief. What was General Douglas MacArthur's initial response? MacArthur, commander of U.S. forces in the Philippines, was caught off guard by the extent and efficiency of the Japanese attack. Despite receiving a warning post-Pearl Harbor, the lack of immediate defensive actions was a topic of criticism and debate. This was a coordinated assault on many fronts. On the same day, Japan launched invasions on other fronts, including British Malaya and Hong Kong. They also initiated landings in Thailand and pushed into the Shanghai International Settlement in China. These events had massive global and historical implications. Following the events of December 7 and 8, the US, Britain, and other allied nations declared war on Japan. This was a crucial turning point, with the Pacific theater becoming a major front in World War II. In summary, December 8, 1941, was a day of rapid and effective Japanese expansion in the Pacific, with the Philippines facing the onset of what would be a brutal and challenging campaign. The units involved, both from the Allied side and the Japanese, played pivotal roles in the events that unfolded in the subsequent months. What do you think? Why was Japan able to destroy the air defenses of the Philippines? Who is more responsible, MacArthur or Brereton? How would the Battle of Bataan been different had our forces had air support? Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.